Hello, welcome to G and Her Stuff podcast. I'm G. I'm coming to you from London. I am a spinner, knitter, and also natural dyer. I do lots of fibre art. I recently started sewing, so I will share a little bit about my sewing projects. If you are new to my channel, thank you for visiting my channel and this video. And if you're coming back, thank you so much for coming back, and I hope you like this video as well. So it's been a while since I filmed the last video. The reason why, I'm not sure why I haven't really got back to filming this podcast. I have been busy a little bit, and also lighting situation. I wasn't so happy with recent weather till just now, because in the UK right now is quite hot for a March weather, so it almost feels like really nice summer days, and so the lighting situation is really nice, so I wanted to do a podcast today. Previous episodes, the lighting was changing, the sun was setting so quickly, so I couldn't really handle the consistency of the lighting in the video, so I struggled a lot when I was editing, so this time I wanted to just make sure that lighting will be consistent. Anyway, so boring stuff, but yeah, so I've got a few projects to share, like one finished object and half finished projects, plural. Actually, I got two finished projects, and also a few acquisitions, and also I got some natural dyed projects and sewing projects. I got so many projects to share, so stick around if you're interested. Yeah, so it's been really nice weather, but I am a bit anxious that I'm anxious that there won't be many days left till we get to wear knitwears. It's getting hot, definitely. Even wearing my vest, it's a little bit hot right now. So as you know, if you have watched my previous episode, I've been knitting Eastwind jacket, and I have finished it. So I guess this is a good transition to introduce my first finished object. I haven't really planned anything, so I hope it makes sense. Okay. So my Eastwind jacket is done, although I might do a little bit of tweaking again. So this is my Eastwind jacket. Obviously it's very, very warm, as you can see. This Eastwind jacket is designed by Emily Foden, and it's one of the designs that's in Knits About Winter. Last time I showed it to you guys, I was on the last panel, or yeah, I think I was on the last panel, and I sew all the pieces together and did the modification that I wanted to do, which is the neckline. So the design is basically you need in 4 pieces, left, front, back, right, front and back, and you sew them together and then join the necklines together at the end. Actually, maybe not, it's not, but anyway, so original design doesn't have this ribbing neckline, but I've seen a lot of projects that had a problem with wide necklines, so I wasn't really keen on that problem. So I was looking through the projects on Ravelry, and Emily Forden, the designer, had her project on the website, and she did a ribbing here. So I decided to follow her modification and did the ribbing. I think it turned out nice. I'm a little bit worried about it being itchy, but I haven't worn it enough to notice any problems, to be honest. That's what I wanted to talk about. It's been quite warm these days, and I didn't have much of a chance to wear this often when I finished it. So it's quite warm. The yarn that I used is Plötulopi and Kid Silk Mohair from Drops. So it's really warm, rustic, and really light. So I will show you, I guess. If I do the buttons real quick. So as I mentioned before there, I am thinking of tweaking a little bit. Even though it is a finished project, I am not entirely happy with the buttons. So maybe it doesn't look that bad on the screen, but I don't like having too much gaps here. I don't know, it just looks like unfinished, maybe too unmature-ish. So the problem, I think, is that the button loop is too long, so I just need to tighten it. Yeah, so if I just need to tighten. But here is my Eastwind jacket. Oh, it's so hot, I need to take it off. Yeah, so I never did the afterthought buttonholes before this project, so that was one of the techniques that I got to try making this project. It was straightforward, but I didn't like the finished look. I think it's probably I've done something wrong. It's getting like this twirl. I don't know. First, I don't like the length of the buttonholes right now, the button loops, and second, it's giving really weird look. So I'm gonna think about what alternative that I could come up with. But for now, to be honest, I don't think I will spend any more time on mending this project, because I don't think I'm gonna wear for the next few months till autumn comes, I guess. It's a bit of shame, because this is one of the biggest projects I have ever done, and I was very passionate about it, and yeah, so it's a bit disappointing because I didn't get to wear it as much as that I anticipated, and so much time and effort that I put into. Yeah, that's all I got to say. But in general, as to speak about the pattern, it's such a lovely pattern, and oh, it's getting already dark. Oh dear. It's a really nice pattern, and I would recommend it, especially if you have the book, The Knits About Winter. I really recommend it. I think next project I'm gonna make from that book probably is gonna be barn sweater. It's one of the pullovers that's in the book, and I like the fit, I like the look of it, and I can see myself wearing it a lot, so I'm thinking of making that one for the next project from that book. But for now, I don't think I will cast on any wintry projects for now, because it's getting hot, and I would like to wear it when I finish like the project, and right now the weather's too warm to wear anything too woolly right now. But as I'm saying it, I have casted on a new project. But I'll go through a few projects before getting to that one because I want to talk about finished projects first. And yeah, okay. So another finished project, which I didn't anticipate, I didn't think that I will get it done today or anytime soon. If you have watched the very first episode of this channel, you might have seen a hat that's from the same book called It's About Winter. It's called Skyhill Hat by Emily Foden, and I was knitting it for my friend's birthday, which has been a while ago now, and I meant to give it to her after lockdown, but obviously the lockdown went on for a few months, and now it's not really a hat weather. Well, some people do wear hats in warm weathers. I don't know, but I don't think this hat will be good to wear this weather. I don't know, up to her, I guess. Anyway, so her favorite color is lilac, so I bought the lilac yarn specifically to make for her and decided to make a hat out of it. And this is reversible hat, so inside and outside they're all gonna be the same. So this is really interesting design because you do slip stitch and every now and then somehow it looks the same on the other side. It's really interesting how you knit it. I haven't blocked it, so it does look a little bit weird, but I could show it to you. It looks like this, and I don't know if I would call it a modification, but they have two versions, long version and short version, and I wanted to make the short one because I think it would look better with my friend's face shape. So also mainly because I was running out of yarn. I was gonna play yarn chicken, but so the modification, if I say, is the short version. I just I skipped a few things, like making bobbles. I think at the end, at the top of the hat, you knit from the bottom up. So at the top of the hat, they do have like design feature that's got bubbles around it, but I skipped that because I didn't have enough yarn left, and I just decrease all the way so I could finish it. Perhaps that's why it looks a little bit wonky, but I think once I block it, I think it'll be fine. But I think it's a really lovely hat design. It is really fun to knit, so I would recommend it. Right, it's getting dark, so I'm a bit worried about light again. Right, actually, now I think about it, there's more finished projects. So that was two, and the third one is actually my dice bag. So this dice bag, I made it in a day, less than a day. So I recently joined Lovely Katt and other few knitters D&D group, and I wanted to make my dice bag for myself for the campaign. So I used Katt's Heather and Hops. If you don't know her, obviously I think everybody knows her now, but she's also a designer as well. So she has a few designs, and one of them is dice bag, and I think I got it when she was having a free. I'm not sure, but I think I got it for free because she was doing kind of an event that you choose one of her designs to get it for free, something like that. So I remember I chose dice bag because I always wanted to make it. So this is my dice bag, and actually this is knitted with the yarn that I dyed with avocado, and then I over dyed with indigo. I will talk more about indigo dyeing at the end of the video, about in my natural dyeing section, in case people are not interested in natural dyeing or whatsoever. So here I have my dice. So this is my dice. Actually, my boyfriend got this dice because he was my first DM and he just gave away a set of dice to everybody, and I was using DA most of the times and I lost DA in the middle of the campaign. I was really sad about it, and he got he's right there. He got me a really nice DA for my birthday present. I didn't think about what, it was a really nice surprise, and this is like my lucky, I guess, lucky dice. It's special, green one. But I'm thinking of getting more dice. I don't know if anybody plays D&D and this among the people who watches. I've been really enjoying the campaign with other knitters. It's really nice because we knit while we play D&D, and they're such nice people. We are gonna have a session this Sunday, so I'm really looking forward to it. Right, so yeah, that's the dice bag, and on the pattern it's very flexible. You can add designs if you want. If Katt really lets you modify the pattern however you want it. You can make it longer, or you can I have put a cable pattern, I don't know if you can see it, but I have put a little cable patterns around the bags. So yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, just a small dice bag that I made. So I suppose that's one of the finished objects. So that is all my finished projects, and now I'm gonna move on to my working in progress. So I have a few working in progress. First one I will share is related to the Eastwind jacket. So I have, I think I ordered 5 or 6 plates of Plötulopi, and I had 1.5 plates left from that Eastwind jacket. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to make, and a group of knitters that I knew of on Discord channel, set up by Katt from Heather and Hops, we were talking about casting on Ranunculus, and so I decided to go ahead and cast it on. So I was talking about that I probably won't cast on any other wintry projects for now, as the warm weather's continuing for now. So I guess Ranunculus, this one won't be that wintry because the gauge is quite big. What I mean by it is the fabric is quite light and airy. So I'm knitting on 7mm needles with one single strand of Plötulopi. So I casted this on a week ago, and it's so fast. It knits up really fast because I'm using 7mm needles, and also I don't know, I don't think I ever knitted with 7mm needles, so this is quite fast for me. So I am going for, so for those who don't know, Ranunculus pattern, it is quite famous for knitting with like a very small amount of yarn. Some people have done it just with one skein of yarn or one ball of yarn, so it is quite good project for you if you don't know what to do, if you have one or just two skeins and want to make a garment. So I feel like it's very affordable project, also very pretty. And I am not a big fan of lace patterns, but this one is very the repeats of the lace is very small, so it doesn't need like a whole lot of concentration. In fact, I don't think I had to rip back because I made a mistakes on the lace pattern. So I would recommend, if you have never done lace pattern and would love to challenge yourself to knit lace patterned garments. So it's got lovely lace pattern on the top, on the yoke section, and the pattern, well, I opted for shorter neckline and long sleeves. So because I don't think I'll wear short sleeved knitwears, because I don't know, I think I would like to keep my arms warm. Anyway, so I have the shorter neckline. They call for tubular cast on, and I've never done it, and I was so confused. I think I spent a few hours on learning how to do it and making mistakes and doing it again, and I tried 5 times to make it right. I think it's quite rewarding. It might not be very prominent how the neckline is here, because it's just really thin strand and thin gauge, but I might start doing this for all different necklines because it looks really neat. Yeah, so if you're not scared of trying something new, I would recommend it. Anyway, so I have finished the body, which was so quick, and I'm on the sleeves. So I think I probably can finish this by this weekend. I'm gonna save the other sleeve for my not knit night, D&D session this Sunday, because I don't want to run out of stockinette projects for my D&D session, because otherwise I would be just, I don't know, I like to keep my hands busy and it helps me to engage. Anyway, so that's my Ranunculus. I think in like even summer in the UK it's quite still cold in the afternoon. When the sun sets it gets really cold, so I think because it's so light I would carry it with me in my bag for afternoon. Yeah, so that's my Ranunculus. Actually, oh no, I was gonna talk about the, sorry if it's so out of order and not formulated very well, but here's what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so at the beginning I was saying that there is kind of finished objects, but not really. I know, it's weird. Oh dear, wait, oh dear, I dropped the stitches. Oh dear. So of course I haven't bind it off, so it's not finished. For those who have watched the previous episode, I got a wool top from Arbon Textiles, and I have been spinning it, and I spin all the fibre. Now I was knitting a scarf, So here's the scarf, and I love how all sorts of different colors are in this fabric, because in the fiber you could see like green and orange and kind of bright green, or yeah, so I like how they really curated the colors, and I like how I like this kind of color. It's autumnal, so I'm really looking forward to wear this for the autumn. So the problem is that I have used all the fiber that I have within the same colorway. This is all I have. So normally I wear a scarf like this, but it's too short and I can't breathe. And I guess I could wear it like this, but it's still weird. It's just really awkward length. So I'm thinking maybe I could use same weight of a yarn, same yarn weight to knit a bit further. Have a different color at the end, but I don't think I would mind that, especially if I'm gonna just wrap it like this and different color in the bottom, and I think it'll be a nice highlight actually. So I haven't finished it since I don't know what yarn I would be using for this, especially because it's a handspun yarn. If I haven't mentioned, this is handspun yarn that I did. So it's because it's handspun yarn, it's got the stitch definition is quite unique. It's not like let's say like this kind of stitch definition, like not so not so neat. It's unique. It's got unique stitch definition. So I don't know if I would use I don't know what I would do with this project. So for now it's gonna be dormant. But yeah, so that's the update on my handspun scarf project. I love the colour though, and it was really nice to spin it. I would really recommend Arbon Textiles wool tops, because I think they got really good selection of colours. Yeah, so another handspun project. I have this crochet blanket. I feel like this is gonna be a thumbnail again. No, I won't use the same thumbnail. But this is my naturally dyed handspun yarn. I'm knitting a granny stripes blanket. So it's about like this long. I am not really a crochet person, so but I wanted to have a handmade blanket, and I don't think I have patience to knit a blanket, even though like if I go like crazy big needles, but I really don't think I have patience for it. And crochet knits up so fast, and granny stripes blanket, I like the look of it, especially to curate different you know, colors. So these are all naturally dyed and also hand spun. The pink one is avocado, and this grey is natural grey and onion skin, and another onion skin dyed yarn on the grey base, and can't remember most of them now, but these are all naturally dyed yarn. So one of the very first projects that I shared on this podcast was this shawl. Vertices Unite by Stephen West. I wanted to make a shawl that features all my naturally dyeing journey. So when I finished this, I was left with lots of little scrap yarns that had been dyed naturally by me, and I still wanted to go on with naturally dyeing and wanted to document it in a fabric. So this is what has been of, and I still have lots of left to crochet, and so I've got a plenty. I just need to remind myself that I do have a project to crochet. I just keep forgetting that I have this project, so I haven't made much progress. I think I had like 2 or 3 rows before, like about here. Last time I shared it, I only done 2 or 3 rows in the meantime. Again, it's a blanket. I'm not gonna need this blanket in summer, so I've been a little bit put off by it as well. I'm really worried about my knitting mojo going away as it gets warmer and warmer, but I am gonna make a list of summer projects so that I would be still feel motivated to knit and develop my skills in knitting and spinning and hand dyeing. So I do have a list. I'm thinking of making a few bralettes, and so I want to make a really nice summer t-shirt. And mostly I am gonna focus on knitting socks. So speaking of socks, I do have one half finished. When I say half finished, because there are 2, we have 2 feet, and I have got only one one foot done, one sock done. So half finished project. So this sock is my first colorwork sock, and I'm using Regia 4-ply tweed yarn. This is very Slytherin color. I used to think that I am a Slytherin, but I used to think that I was Gryffindor, also that I used to think I am Hufflepuff. I really don't know anymore like what house I am. It's you know, people change, people grow up, so I don't think you can be defined by a house, but there was a moment that I used to really think that I'm a Slytherin, so maybe that's my inner Slytherin telling me that choose this colorway, because it's, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I used to be a big fan of Harry Potter. When I say I used to be, because these days I'm not so sure, because everything's so commercialized, and you go to Primark in the UK, everything, like you see Harry Potter merchandise is not really good quality. I just feel like very commercialized and capitalized, and that put me off from fangirling over Harry Potter. I do have 2 wands. So I have a Meridus map, I have 2 wands, I don't know what else I have, but I was a big fan of Harry Potter, and so that has nothing to do with knitting. So here's a Slytherin socks, not really Slytherin socks. So this is a pattern called On the Fence. I'm gonna double check because I'm not so sure now. And also I got a knitting companion. I wasn't aware of this thing before, but it's been very useful, on a knitting companion. So yes, it is called On the Fence, designed by Fish Head Creations. So it's got lovely colorwork on the top and on the bottom as well, near the toe. Because I always get a bit bored with knitting socks, I wanted to try colorwork on knitting socks, so it keeps me engaged and something to look forward to. I enjoyed it, and I like this pattern because it automatically, it just reminds you to change the needle size, because I actually wasn't really aware of that. When you knit in color work, you might want to change the needle size, go bigger size, so that it won't be lumpy. I think there's a proper word for it, but it gets lumpy. Doesn't look nice. I guess the gauge changes, perhaps, if I could put it that way. So it does remind you to go bigger needle size when you do collar work, and then go back to smaller needle size when you're doing just one plain solid collar. I might have made modification because I forgot to decrease for the amount that the pattern calls for. So I did a decrease near the pattern, and yeah, so I guess that's a modification that wasn't intentional. Yeah, so, but it fits well. I'm gonna knit the next one hopefully very soon. I think that's all my works in progress. So talking about socks, I do have a bit of an issue with sock needles, because the one I got right now is Oh, I don't know what it's called. I think it's Adi. Yeah. It's got these sock needles that I have. One of them has longer needles and shorter needles, and it is sock needles, I think, Adi sock needles, and the problem I have with them is that the tips are so blunt, so when I'm decreasing it's so hard to get in between the stitches. So I'm thinking of purchasing better needles. I'm thinking maybe higher needles perhaps. But the reason I'm talking about needles is because now I'm going to talk about my new acquisition. This is exciting because I've been waiting and saving for months to get these needles. Chiago needles. It's blue shorties. It's really cute. Ooh. Very cute. Oh, I'm running out of time. So here are the needles. I have a lesson in 15 minutes, so I'm gonna wrap it up very quick. So I'm really excited about these needles. I've been looking forward to it, and also I heard so many good things about Chiago cables. So the cables, as everybody said, is really good. The needles itself is good so far, but the one thing that I didn't expect was that the metals are so scratchy. I'm not sure I can wait. I don't like the sound of this. So the other sock needles I've got is more slippery, and I like the sound of this. Can you hear the difference? So that was the sock needle that I have from Adi. I have to get used to this, I think. I spend so much money not to like it, so I'm gonna get used to it. Yeah, so far the reason why I could finish the Skyhill hat was that I was so excited to try this needle, so I ended up finishing it today. I just needed an hour to get it done. Anyway, so far it's good, but I'm not so fond of the sound, if I must say. But I'll get used to it. It was too expensive to get picky about. So next acquisition is very exciting because it's a book, and actually there are two books that I bought recently, but one of them is still pre-order. I have bought it. I'm gonna get it at the end of April. They are from Laine magazine. They have really, really nice books full of lovely patterns, and one of them I got is 52 Weeks of Socks. Oh. Yeah, this one. It's so nice, and when I got it, I didn't expect it to be this big and very hefty, very thick, very nice, and it smells nice. I like smelling new books, any kinds of books, because they just smell nice. I like the smell of the paper or ink. It smells nice, I think, this one. So I sound so weird right now, but this was such a nice. It's such a nice book. So this book has 52 sock designs, sock patterns, and the idea is to knit a sock every week for a year. I don't think I can do that because I'm not a sock knitter, but my plan is, if I must explain myself, the reason why I got this, even though I'm not a sock knitter, I'd like to replace all my commercial socks to knitted socks, because I really don't like getting socks from like Primark or like cheap places, and I don't want to spend like ridiculous money for like this kind of garment. I don't know. And I do have a few socks that I knitted before, and every day I wear the socks, it just really lifts my mood, and I feel happy as soon as I wear those pairs of knitted socks. It makes me really happy. It feels nice on my feet. It doesn't get so sweaty in those woolly socks. So I do want to really replace my wardrobe to be more sustainable and more conscious what I'm buying. I'm trying not to buy anything this year. I like commercial stuff, like fast fashion. So stocks is one of the things that I am focusing on this year. Replacing all my stocks to be handmade and coming from sustainable source, if that makes sense. I don't know. Mainly I like the feel of the socks, woolly socks. So to keep me motivated, I treat it myself days, and I know that I'm definitely gonna knit the elves slippers. Elves slippers. This one's so pretty. Elf slippers by Kaja. I'll put the name on this screen. Anyway, so this is the book that I got, and I'm really excited. There's so many socks that I want to knit, and I want to learn different sock construction, so I will figure out what kind of method that I would enjoy the most, because right now I'm doing cuff down, so top down sock this way, and I'm not really particularly in love with this gusset heel flap and all those increases and decreases, and I am not really a fan of it. So I am thinking of maybe trying Inga from Knitting Traditions. She's got her sock pattern that's really interesting, because you pick up to knit the heels at the end, I think. I'm not so sure, because I haven't seen the pattern yet, but I'd like to try different things, different constructions for the socks, so it will help me to make more socks. Yeah, so socks. And as I said, I got 2 books. So this is one of the books, and Laine, they announced that they are making another book, publishing another book, which is 52 Weeks of Shawls. And it hasn't been out. I don't think it's printed yet, but it's gonna be out in April, the end of April, and they opened the pre-orders recently, and I have jumped on. I had to get it because I love knitting shawls. I've only knitted one shawl, but it was so much fun, and I want to do more shawl because the one I've got here, Stephen West Vertices Unite, this one is quite thick and I like it, but I want to make a new shawl that will be good for summer as well and winter whatsoever. It's a bit thinner fabric. I'm looking to, I want to knit a thinner fabric, thinner shawl. So anyway, what am I talking about? Okay, yeah, so when I knitted this, it was so much fun, so I wanted to do a bit of more knitting shawls. So that's why I got the other book. And I haven't got it, I'm really excited. I will share it with you as soon as I get it. But I'm aware of the time because I have a lesson in a few minutes, so I'm gonna be a little bit quick, which is a shame because the last section of this podcast is actually natural dyeing, and I've been experimenting with indigo dyeing. I got a natural indigo dye kit from Debbie. I'll put down the shop down here. So they have natural dyeing kit, and I got the indigo dye kit. Actually made a mistake buying 2 boxes. I think I didn't look at it when I was at the checkout section, so I ended up buying 2 boxes, so I have one there anyway. So oh my god, I'm really rushing. So this is the indigo dyed fabric. I don't know if the camera is capturing well because it's really lovely blue. It feels very sophisticated and calm blue. I'm not really a fan of blue, but this blue really makes me happy. It's like almost yellow. When you look at yellow, it makes you happy, but blue makes you happy as well. Like, I like this color. And then I dyed up a big fabric. Oh dear. Oh dear. I just realized Plötulopi has been disconnected. Anyway, so I'll be quick. So I made a project bag. I'm not really into sewing, but I'm really trying myself to get into sewing so that I can sew my wardrobe. So the first project that I've done, like proper sewing project I've done, is this nice project bag, and this is indigo dyed. There's one, and this is dyed with alkanet, but it's basically natural color, but it's really nice color. And also I had a bit of t-shirt that I dyed with onion skin, but I really didn't like that t-shirt, so I've been using it as scraps, and it's quite elastic. So this is dyed with onion skin. Everything here has been naturally dyed, and it's so cute. It's so cute. I'm not really sewing person, so I didn't know what interfacing means, so I didn't put interfacing in it, so it flops when I don't have anything in it. But for now I just put the shawl for the sake of showing it to you. But I'm really happy with it. It is really encouraging me to do more of natural dyeing. Yeah, so I might be sharing more naturally dyed sewing projects with you. I think that will be my main. I don't know. It's a good, rather than dyeing just yarn, I want to dye some like practical way, which will be dyeing the fabric and sewing into my garments. Okay. Lastly, I also dyed yarns. Of course, I did. So this yarn, actually, I dyed the robbing, which I will show you. So I dyed the robbing. It came out nice, and I did it with resist dyeing, so it's got bit of whites in some places, and it didn't felt as much as I thought it would, and I was really happy with that. It was the least felted roving that I naturally dyed so far, and this is the I spun it, and this is the result. I don't know what I'm gonna knit this with, but I have another skin that I like identical to this one. I gave it to my friend for her birthday because her favorite color is blue, so I'm gonna suggest like let's knit something together with the same skin, but I don't know yet what I'm gonna do with. So if you have any suggestion, you can comment down below. So the other skin that I had earlier, showed you earlier, was the avocado dye skin, and it's got bits of pink specks, I guess, I don't know, bits of pink bits in it. Yeah, so there are new naturally dyed skins, and I think that's everything. I'm gonna run to do I have to go to do the lesson now, so I feel very rushed to wrap it up, but I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments or feedbacks or like any like recommendation, please do share. I'd love to hear from you, and I hope to see you very soon. Okay, bye bye.